Hi, it's Kelly, your dementia naturopath, helping people experiencing memory loss or dementia go from confusion and decline to feeling themselves again. And I'm here today with you to chat to you about why nutrigenomic testing is really important for memory loss, dementia, and Alzheimer's disease, in looking into the reasons, the underlying reasons why someone may have decline and what to do about it, specifically for the individual. Because everyone's different, everyone's genes are different, and this matters. So when someone receives a diagnosis of memory loss or dementia or Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's dementia, whatever type of dementia form it may be, the experience is extremely overwhelming and families really don't know what to do from there. They're confused as to what the next step may be, and this is where nutrigenomic testing can really come in handy to give them guidance as to what the next best step may be in regards to supporting their loved one's brain or your own brain from further decline, but also from healing. So you're able to support your brain in healing and repairing with the right nutritional, lifestyle, and dietary advice through gene testing. Okay, and dementia, we know, is not one simple disease. It is a multifaceted disease, from Alzheimer's disease, as we all know. We've got Lewy body dementia, we've got Parkinson's disease dementia, and vascular dementia, etc. So these conditions share similar symptoms, such as memory loss and confusion with cognitive decline, but the biological mechanisms driving them can differ quite significantly. And so what we want to look at is what they do have in common, and that is that they're all influenced by chronic inflammation, as well as oxidative stress, which causes them chronic inflammation. Impaired glucose and lipid metabolism as well are big drivers here. Vascular dysfunction, particularly in vascular dementia. Mitochondrial decline as well is an area that needs to be addressed and that can show in gene testing. Neurotransmitter imbalances, these also show up in testing as well through the nutrigenomics testing. Nutrient deficiencies, and even environmental toxin exposures there. And we know that nutrigenomics helps identify which of these pathways and which areas of these are most relevant for each individual, allowing intervention to be more targeted and potentially more effective for brain healing. And what nutrigenomics reveals about brain health is an analysis specifically of what we call SNPs, or genetic variations. And these influence how the brain responds to nutrients, as well as lifestyle, environmental stresses, and more. So the genetic insights that we get help explain why some individuals are more vulnerable to cognitive decline when others remain cognitively resilient into their older age. The key brain-related pathways here that are assessed through the nutrigenomic testing include lipid metabolism and brain fat utilization. This is critical in particularly Alzheimer's disease. Inflammatory and immune responses that drive neurodegeneration. Methylation and homocysteine balance, which is strongly linked to particularly vascular dementia and cognitive impairment there. Also glucose and insulin regulation. You may have heard of type 3 diabetes, which is a new model, supposedly the cause of Alzheimer's disease. And I don't disagree with the whole type 3 diabetes theory. However, it's not just about glucose and insulin dysregulation. There are numerous factors that can contribute to dementia, including Alzheimer's disease, and glucose and insulin dysregulation is just one of them. Then there's also mitochondrial function and energy production within the brain's cells, detoxification capacity for heavy metals and pesticides and other neurotoxic compounds, neurotransmitter imbalances that influence mood, sleep, cognition, and behavior as well. And understanding these pathways allows care to shift from guesswork to biologically informed decision making. really specific for that individual. Now, there is numerous nutrigenomic testing out there, and there's one that I highly recommend called myDNA Comprehensive Health Report, which includes 93 genes and over 100 SNPs it tests for, so it's extremely comprehensive, and it translates complex genetic data into practical, usable insights for both the person who is suffering from the cognitive decline and the practitioner who's interpreting them as well, interpreting the results. And rather than focusing on the disease prediction, it is more so looking at those identifiable, modifiable genetic vulnerabilities that then you can influence through targeted nutrition and lifestyle changes. So for individuals with memory loss or a dementia diagnosis, this can really help you identify different nutritional needs for specific brain repair and protection, as well as dietary guidelines and patterns that will align specifically with your genetic variations, such as lipid and glucose metabolisms and different inflammatory responses that are occurring in your body. These dietary suggestions will be specified for your situation. It also highlights genes associated with cognitive decline specifically, as well as stress resilience and neuroplasticity. And then they also personalise lifestyle strategies in the results report. So it gives a really good breakdown of exactly what sort of physical activity and stress management protocols could be of benefit to you specifically. Then they recommend relevant biomarkers and blood tests that you can move forward with getting done with your GP, functional doctor, or naturopath like myself. And we can get specific blood work done based on what your genes are telling us needs addressing. The genes will be able to tell you if you're able to metabolize certain fats and convert certain plant-based fats into active EPA DHA fats specifically utilized for brain health. And if you can't do that conversion, then obviously you're going to require specific animal-based, like fish-based DHA EPA fatty acids. And so it gives real clinical insight into exactly what your brain needs to heal and repair. Now, I do want to give you a bit of an example why personalisation through genetic testing matters with particularly dementia care patients. We could consider two different individuals with early cognitive decline who both decide that they want to support their brain health using natural means, nutrition-based approaches, supplements, etc., and dietary changes. But without genetic insight, they may follow the same well-meaning pathway, however, have very different results because, sometimes high B vitamin dosing and omega-3s and antioxidants may be good for one person, but someone with certain genetic variations may actually not do as well. And in fact, it could do more harm than good taking certain supplements that the body can't properly metabolize, such as folic acid is one example as well, particularly if you have increased homocysteine levels. You can actually exacerbate the body's homocysteine as well as symptoms of excess folate, circulating folate in the body, because the body isn't able to metabolize that folate. And then you actually get worsening symptoms of cognitive decline and brain fog, etc., which is something we don't want, obviously. So if you or a loved one if you're going through these changes of memory decline, dementia diagnosis, Alzheimer's disease, or if you just want to explore the different personalizations that can occur when it comes to looking at genetics and what's best for your particular genetic profile, then feel free to reach out to me. I'm at kellylinehan.com, and I have a specific Nutrigenomics consultation package you can look at. Any questions, reach out any way you wish.